Welcome to this very special edition of WCS Game Day, powered by Walker Chevrolet. We're here on location at Brentwood High School for the Battle of the Woods. I'm your co-host, Darren Joins, alongside Tate Matthews and Dr. Jeremy Qualls. Gentlemen, it doesn't get any better than the Battle of the Woods, Tate Matthews.
Battle of the Woods, it don't matter. Brentwood, Ravenwood, Coach Hester's back, Dr. Vaden, Mr. Kydell, and on the field, Billy Whittemore belt, boys. Billy Whittemore. Those that have been watching games here a long time, they know what I'm talking about. There's been a lot of great games here. There's going to be another great game tonight.
Coach Joins, we've done a lot of these together, but I'm telling you right now, when you come to the Battle of the Woods, it has a total different feeling. You can take all the records, throw them out the window. It does not matter. We've got the Brentwood faithful behind us. You've got the G2 bar section across the way. This is an electric atmosphere.
Hey, listen, these guys have showed up early. Where's my man Grant, Will, and Owen? Grant, Will, and Owen. Are you ready, Grant, Will, and Owen? Can they hear us? Looks like they're zoned out. Grant, Will, Owen, where you at? You guys showed up early, didn't you? They're game planning.
Hey, I will say this now. I remember this. There is no visiting student body that travels to a game, to the other game as early as Ravenwood does.
Not only that, it's pretty strong. Not only that, look, the clouds have cleared. It's beautiful out here. Look, you got the Titans in the house, DJ Pryor's in the house. You got everything's going right for tonight, boys. WCS Game Day's on another level.
Hey, let's start here with the Battle of the Woods. Brentwood leads the overall series 12-10. Ravenwood leads the playoff series 3-1. Ravenwood comes in ranked 7th in the latest AP Top 10 poll, coming off that big win last week over Life Christian Academy of Virginia, 35-14. Brentwood gets their first win of the season and the first in the Clint Finch era, but it was a big one, 21-14 at Henry County after falling behind 14-0. Let me ask you this, Tate. All that being said, rankings, history, last week, records, does it matter when it comes to the Battle of the Woods?
No, it does not.
Plain and simple.
I've seen it too many times. Every time they play on this field, people come out here and say, hey, Ravenwood's ranked 3 in the state, 4 in the state, 5 in the state. Doesn't matter. Who's won the last 3 region championships? The Brentwood Bruins.
The Brentwood Bruins. What do you think, Dr. Qualls?
I think every time that you come into this matchup and you have your decision made of who you're going to pick, it always comes out sometimes a little different than you thought. I don't think tonight's going to be any different. I think it's one of those games where it's going to see who can survive. Whoever has the ball last, least amount of mistakes, is going to come away with that trophy.
I'm just wondering if that's maybe a forecast of what's to come when the head's revealed.
You'll just have to wait and see.
The student sections have been known to sway picks as well. I've come in feeling one way, and then they got me so hyped up, I totally forget what I was doing.
I've seen it.
That's right.
They've got me hyped up, but I'm looking across the way right now, and I'm telling you, Ravenwood's got the juice.
They got the juice.
They've got the juice over there.
No doubt about it. Hey, let's talk a little Ravenwood. If you talk about him, you've got to talk about Florida State commit Chris Parson. Last week, the junior quarterback, 13 of 24. These guys are big fans of Mr. Parson. He had 157 yards and a touchdown, 5 rushes for 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Our man Carter Pace, 61 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Dr. Qualls, the offense is rolling for the Raptors.
They looked really good last week against the team for Virginia. Big team. They outpaced them the whole game. I can see that happen tonight. Chris Parson is definitely good. I'll give you 2 names. J.T. Smitherman. You better watch him on the returns. They avoided him all last week. On film, he looks good, and he's even faster on turf. Another name, Brendan Dickinson. Unsung hero, doing all the little things.
No
little
doubt.
shuttle pass to the inside. You watch him tonight, Tate.
Hey, the defense stepped up last week, too. Andrew Dudas, 2 sacks, 8.5 tackles. Malie Millette with an interception. Let me tell you something, Tate. Holding Life Christian Academy to 4 of 16 on 3rd down was key.
It was unbelievable, and when you think about the Life Christian Academy or Life...
The team out of Virginia.
Life Online, Phoenix Academy, whatever they're called.
Grand Canyon University.
Grand Canyon Academy out of Virginia Satellite. They averaged over 300 300-plus across the line. They were 360 on the left tackle, 300, 300, 300, and then 350. And you mentioned Andrew Dudas. Coach Hester's talked about him all year. He's the leader of that defense, and when he came back, the defense was different. He's the guy in the middle. He's always around the ball. And let's not also forget that we got our man Pollard back last week as well, and Rollins.
Don't think that doesn't make a difference. Hey, let's talk a little Brentwood. They've got some weapons on offense, too. Davis, EIC White at quarterback, Scotty Collins at running back, Aaron Walton, just to name a few. Davis White last week, 16 for 24, 231 yards and a touchdown, including one to Aaron Walton that tied it up in the third. Mr. Walton, Dr. Qualls, 152 yards receiving on the night. Coach Finch likes how that offense is playing, too.
I knew Davis White has officially entered into the the Mike Bobo Quarterback of the Week watch list. He is really good. Don't forget, last year
that's big time.
Hey, last year about half a game of offense, 5 touchdowns, over 500 yards. He can strike often, and he can strike quick. So be watching for him on offense tape.
Hey, let's talk about the defense a little bit. They came up big last week. We talk about the comeback, but holding Henry County scoreless after being down 14-0 was a big deal. Jackson Lowe, big interception late. Jason Lowe with a sack to secure the win. Tate, the Bruin defense, they better step it up again tonight, too.
They better step it up, and they will. They will, and we've talked about it all year. Where does it all start? It starts with our man Jake Brock, the free safety. We've told you about him. He's always around the ball, and when he comes downhill, once he knows where it is, he comes downhill, and when he does, he's coming with bad intentions. He's got 63 tackles on the year, 34 of them are solo, 2 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, 1 tackle for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, and a TD. That's in 4 games.
That's impressive. Bunch of stats there, Dr. Qualls.
I don't even know how to follow that up. This guy's getting too professional on me tonight. Look, here's the deal. Throw all the stats out the window. We've already said it earlier. Life Christian Grand Canyon University the other week. They got hit in the mouth. They didn't know what to do with it. Tonight's going to be a heavyweight match like no other. Who's going to stand up after the big hit in the mouth?
Well, I can't wait to see the picks here in a bit. Let's talk about some other games in Williamson County. Centennial 3-1, 0-1 in region play at Summit. 4-0, 1-0 in the league. Summit leads this series 3-1. 2013 and 14 were district games. It's back when we had districts, not region and Z plans and X plans and Y plans or whatever we had. Summit ranked 3rd in the latest AP poll. Tate, it's a big one.
It's a big one. 2 really good friends. Coach Kreisky came with Coach Coleman had a brief stint at Summit. I think he was there for 2 days. Then he went back and replaced him at Forest. Then he came to Centennial. Bottom line, they're really good friends. Hey man, here's the deal. Destin Wade is on Tecmo Bowl level. He's averaging over 25 yards a carry every time he touches the ball. The offensive line, you've talked a lot about it. They've got 4 starters back from last year. State championship team, and the 5th, he played like a starter. This offensive line is even better than it was, and they might have the best Mr. High School football guy in the whole mid-state in Brady Pierce. Summit's too much.
Coach Joy's not a lot to say about this game except I need a corn cob pipe and a boat captain's hat for my man Tate's put on. Popcorn City, I love both those guys. It's not even close.
Let's talk a little Fairview at Cheatham County. Fairview 2-2, 1-1 in the league. Cheatham County 1-3. The Yellow Jackets, let's face it, they won't be facing an Alabama committed quarterback this week like they did last week in Ty Simpson and Westview. Fairview comes in ranked 10th in the latest AP poll. Thoughts about that matchup, Dr. Qualls?
Well, that's always a tough one for them, right? They're trying to get that region win. But let me give you a little stat, Tate Matthews. Cheatham County's been outscored 14-110 in the last 3 games. Even in the losses against the Alabama commit quarterback, the Jackets are coming in at 25 points per game. What gives?
Nothing gives. It's Boat Race City. Let me tell you something. The only good thing...
Hey, you guys are giving your picks up too quick.
Well, no, we're just saying. Come on. Like, what are we talking about here?
That's true.
Hey, the only good thing about going to Ashland City used to be going to Stratton's. Stratton's closed about 8 years ago. So, hey, let's go in, take care of business, put our 35 on the board for the running clock, get back to Snappies for the post game.
Well, and I tell you, Dr. Qualls, if he was going to that game, he might slip over to Montgomery County and Clarksville. He's got a couple of places he likes to run over there, too.
Via Dover Road. You're correct about that.
Hey, let's talk a little Franklin at Independence. Franklin comes in struggling big time. 0-4, 0-1 in region play at Independence. 1-3, 1-0 in the league. Let's face it, though, Independence, the competition they've played has been a little bit different than Franklin's. Independence is 4-0 in this game since joining 6A. Only one win between the two teams. But, Tate, I got to think that Independence is a heavy favorite.
Independence has got their claim to have played the toughest schedule in the state so far. I don't think you can say definitely anybody has, but they're dang sure in the conversation. And let me tell you something. They're getting better. We knew that. Joe Cummings is coming along. If anybody knows how to coach a quarterback besides Mike Bobo, it's got to be Scott Blade. And Joe Cummings is coming. He's got River Katina. He's got our man Jack Rummel. And don't forget, they've got one of the most unknown running backs in the mid-state in Trey Hartwell.
We know him.
That's right. Here's the bottom line. Franklin's still trying to find their way. Independence is 1-3. Don't let that fool you. They're really, really good. Turnover-free football and control the ball is the only chance Franklin has.
0.3 seconds, 0.3 seconds, 0.3 seconds, out of your hand, tree route. We know what we're doing. Indy's not running a sprint, Coach Joins. They're running a marathon. Coach Blade's going to have them going. I think this is just what the doctor ordered to get that timing down. River Katina, one of the best receivers in the league.
Nolensville, 1-3, 1-0 in the league at Columbia Central. 2-2, 1-0 in the league. These teams split the last 2 years, but it was a non-region game. This game is shaping up as going a long way in determining the supremacy in that region. Obviously, Page High School will have something to say about it, too. Your thoughts about that game, Dr. Qualls? Nolensville at Columbia Central.
I think it's a game that you say just what the doctor ordered. Mr. Samson Johnson, welcome to Columbia Central. Let's go on and get our business done and go back to the house. It's that simple.
Not a whole lot of respect for Columbia over there on that end of the day.
Full gold schedule, boys.
Hey, I think going into the year, this is a game that was circled by the Nolensville Knights, right? I think everybody thought it's Page, Nolensville, Columbia. If we can get this win, now it's just down to us and Page in the district or in the region. Excuse me, but let me tell you something. You got something?
I'm just saying it's 2-2. They're 2-2 without a quality win.
No doubt. I'm just saying this is a good opponent.
Okay,
but we've been talking about all these quarterbacks, Davis White and Chris Parson, River Katina. Hey, who is leading the entire mid-state in passing right now?
Not River Katina.
No, not River Katina. Kobe Walton.
That's right. 1,000 yards after 3 games, correct?
Is he on the Mike Bobo quarterback of the week?
No question.
He's got Mike Bobo on speed dial. Let me tell you something. This guy is leading the entire mid-state in passing. He's going to light Columbia Central up like a Christmas tree, I think, tonight. And so what does that do? That opens up the lanes for Mr. Touchdown, the junior, Samson Johnson. We predicted 25 on the season. He got 4 last Friday. I think he's on a good pace.
No doubt. Hey, our final game in WCS, Page High School at Franklin County. Page comes in 4-0, 1-0 in the league at Franklin County, 0-3, 0-1 in the league. Page and Summit, the only undefeated teams in WCS, and that shouldn't change this week, Tate.
No, I don't think so. Poor Franklin County, but that's okay. You know, it's a chance to go down there and get better. Here's what I think Coach Rathbone wants to do. Go down there, play clean football, right? Let's not get sloppy. Go down there, get some good work the first half with our starters. Jake McNamara is healthy again, and you saw last week what he's capable of when he does that. Let's go down there, play good, clean football, get a good region win, get the puppy dogs in, get some good work third and fourth quarter. Let's go home and get ready for the next week. That's what I think is going to be the game plan.
Speaking of Mike Bobo quarterback of the week watch, Mr. Jake McNamara, the Colorado State commit himself, really having a fantastic year. His numbers are right behind Nolensville quarterback, but I'm telling you right now, Boat Race City, you're exactly right. Hope nobody gets hurt. Let's go back to the house.
Hey, if he hadn't have been hurt the first 2 years, the first 2 games, the stats would have been.
Absolutely.
Ladies, appreciate you being back here. If I can get you to clear off that side, that would be great. Appreciate it. Let's bring up to the stage Mr. Surf Melendez, Executive Creative Director of the Tennessee Titans. And we got a T-shirt contest winner, Riley Moss of Ravenwood. And I believe Miss Wendy Watts is here from Ravenwood High School. If we can get them to come up, that'd be great. Come on up, Surf. Is Riley here? Okay, no problem. Surf, man, listen. Tell me about this atmosphere. What do you think?
This is unbelievable.
Hang on, you might not really want to know what he thinks about this clown show compared to what he deals with.
This is unbelievable. This is amazing. Wow.
It's great. It's great. Hey, listen, I know we've talked about it a lot. We've got this great relationship going with the Titans and WCS and the sports conference. Dr. Qualls, if you would, tell the folks out there watching what kind of things you've had going on and talk about that T-shirt design for tonight's game, and I'm going to actually display this thing.
Sure. The Tennessee Titans came to, we went to the Tennessee Titans. We had a great plan of action. Actually, it was a harebrained idea at first. We didn't think they would do it. But Surf and his team has been so grateful. The Tennessee Titans have been grateful. They have partnered with us at the EIC and with our CTE programs. Digital Art Designs is a prime example of just looking at jobs outside the lines of athletics. Surf and his team, over all the creative content that go through the Titans, have done so many things on an academic standpoint to help these programs look at real life situations. And Surf, I'm going to let you talk from your side of things of what you've seen from a professional aspect to what you see the talent of our students.
I mean, from the talent level, it's unprecedented. Some of the kids that we've been talking to, the talent in the projects, the briefing, their creativity, their perception, the entrepreneurship, the thinking is through the roof. I have never seen a program like this. We are extremely proud to be working with you, and that's why we're working on the Jags game, right?
That's
we're working
right.
on concepts
Big
for the Jags game.
Big time.
The Girls Flag Football Initiative, and that's just the beginning.
Between Outside the Lines, EIC, some of our CT programs, we've got our TV film folks here tonight. The Jacksonville Jaguar games, Coach joins. That is the pie in the sky. That is the grand finale of all of this, is that we're working towards, with our EIC students, with the digital art design students, with the marketing students, of planning this game. From his aspect, with his team, it's one of those things the kids can put on a resume tape that it can't be duplicated. It's hard to duplicate. This is a real world scenario of their planning the action with his team.
But here they are. Have them come on up. We got Miss Watts here.
Oh, here we go.
We got Wendy Watts, digital art design teacher at Ravenwood.
Riley Moss.
Riley Moss, the winner of the competition.
Oh, give them a warm welcome, Brentwood. Thank you. So tonight, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
That's, by the way, that's flattery when they're booing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. At the end of tonight's game, if you'll help me hold that up, Tate, the winner of tonight's game is going to get this shirt at the end of it. Miss Watts, you got to be proud of Riley, right?
Super proud. Thanks for the opportunity, Titans. Thanks, sir.
Hey, Riley, you like that real-world experience too, don't you, Riley?
I think we got some hype going on. I think they're a little excited.
Say, hey, Riley, tell us a little bit about your side of the thing. When you went through this process and you knew that you won, tell us what your feelings were.
I was really surprised, and it took me by shock because I didn't think I was going to win because there were so many great designs, and it was really just an amazing feeling.
Surf, tell her what kind of drew you guys to that design.
So when we were looking at all the entries, but we had a lot of really good entries. We wanted first to go to you guys. You guys know the rivalry better than anybody, right? And I wanted to see a design that was going to take the rivalry to a little bit of a different level. And I love the way you redesigned some of the logos, right? You cut it right down the middle because we know that records don't matter in a rivalry game. And I feel like that's why we decided to go with it. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Congratulations, Riley.
Surf, appreciate you being here tonight. DJ Pryor's in the house, has done a great job. We'll have him up here for pick'ems here in just a little bit. Appreciate the rally towels. Tennessee Tough. We've got these for Brentwood High School. The red, obviously, for Ravenwood High School. Dairy Alliance also providing chocolate milk, Tate. Chocolate milk after the game. After a workout, it's about that chocolate milk, right?
Well, you got to rebuild the muscles, right? Protein.
rebuild.
That's the fuel that rebuilds the muscles.
Hey, let's take a break. We'll be back live from the Battle of the Woods at Brentwood High School. We'll talk to our coaches when we come back. Welcome back to the Battle of the Woods. We're live at Brentwood High School.
Just 1, 2.
Oh, there they are. There they are. Maybe they make an appearance.
They want to wake up now?
There they are. Hey, we got the coaches coming up here in just a minute. Hey, you talk about this game, Dr. Qualls, Tate Matthews, you got to talk about the return of Will Hester to Ravenwood High School.
The Visor. The Visor graduated from Brentwood High School, but has not been very nice to Brentwood High School since that day.
Wow.
Undefeated against Brentwood in his career. Only one loss in the WCS Sports Conference in his entire career.
Who was that to?
That was to Centennial in 2015.
Wow, way back.
In the Tsunami Bowl. In that game was Tyrell Dodson and Emmanuel Hall and some other big names for Centennial. But you got to think, with his coming back, it's got to be a little bit, butterflies are going. It's always for this game. It'd be really interesting to hear what he has to say.
Tate, if you take a look at Coach Hester's record, 4th year at Ravenwood, obviously his second stint. First go-around, this is not a mistake, 38-4. 38-4, 3-1 this year, obviously, so 41-5, a state runner-up and a state championship. I'd say the prodigal son has come home, Tate.
No doubt about it, and of course, Dr. Vaden did her best sales pitch, recruiting tool, and brought him back. And you were talking about those 4 losses. One of them was in a double overtime loss to Maryville in the state championship game.
Going for 2.
And going for 2. So let's talk about that. But you know what I think's really cool? I was thinking about it when you look at since Ravenwood was formed and founded in 2002, Brentwood has won a state championship and had a state runner-up. Ravenwood has won a state championship and had 2 state runner-ups. You think about that. They're really the same school. They just split. That's how good the football is right here in the city of Brentwood.
Hey, Dr. Qualls, I think something people forget about, we don't forget about it. He started the program at Nolensville, right? Starts the program at Nolensville. They get the first playoff win. And I would argue that a lot of that current success take nothing away from Paul Derrick. He's done a great job. But Will Hester laid the foundation there at Nolensville High School.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to think about Brentwood. Ravenwood is born out of Brentwood. Nolensville born out of Ravenwood. Hester's DNA and fingerprints on both schools at Ravenwood and Nolensville. And Paul Derrick will tell you the same thing. Paul Derrick's done a great job of continuing it. How hard is that job? How hard is it to come in behind the guy, right? The guy that won. You think about what's happened in the past at Ravenwood. You think about Matt Daniels. Matt Daniels did a great job. That's not an easy job to follow, but there was a coach between Hester and Daniels, right? So it's kind of a tough situation. You look at Brentwood for a second. We flip the coin for just a minute to Brentwood. You can't think about Brentwood football without who?
The guy, Coach Crawford.
No doubt. No doubt. Hey, last 3 years, Tate, Coach Hester in Florence, Alabama. And a reminder, and Dr. Qualls talked about this, 3-0 in the Battle of the Woods. And, I don't think Coach Hester's going to talk about it, but a Brentwood High School graduate.
No doubt about it. His nephew's on the team, right? And so he grew up with these people. A lot of these kids that are on this team, he went to school with their parents or grew up with their parents, and he's lived here his whole life outside of that little bit that he was there. So it's a special game to their whole family. And here, don't forget about this. When he first went to Ravenwood, you know who went with him? Coach Finch.
Oh, yeah.
And then when Coach Crawford came back, he took Coach Finch back. They're really good friends, man. This thing it's pretty neat.
Hey, Brentwood High School. Give a warm welcome to a Brentwood graduate and the current head coach at Ravenwood, Coach Will Hester. Give him a warm welcome.
Coach Hester, it's been a long time, brother, since we've been on the game day set. They love you here at Brentwood.
Coach Hester, listen, we talked about your dominance really in WCS. 38-4 when you came back. 3-0 in this game. You love this game, and one of the reasons you love it, you never lost.
So far.
Come on, you're supposed to So let's expand a little
You're
bit.
not going to get much
You ain't
more.
gonna get much on that one. I told you even not to mention it.
All right, tell me this. Doesn't take you don't have to have a huddle account to figure out when you're getting ready for the Brentwood Bruins. You better know where number 11 is. They do
doubt.
a great job of moving him around, hiding him, put him out wide, put him in the slot, put him in the backfield. Talk about number 11 and the challenges that he posed on the defensive side for you all.
I mean, Aaron's a great football player. Davis does a good job of spreading the ball around, but he's obviously their number one target. Got the most experience in that receiver crew. We do have to know where he's going to be at all times. I don't know that you can stop him. You can only hope to contain him, and hopefully we do that.
Let's talk about, I like blue-collar guys, man. I like those work guys. My guy, Brendan Dickinson, talk about what he does, man. He moves around the field. He does a lot of things. Talk about those guys on your team that do a lot of things that may not show up so much on the stat sheets.
Yeah, I mean, Brendan, he's been a Brentwood guy his whole life. He's lived in this community his whole life. This is a huge game for him. Plays every position for us, special teams, defense, offense. He's going to be all over the field. I know he's excited his senior year. There's a lot of guys like that, Jeremy, and I'm excited for them to have a chance to play in this game.
And if I remember correctly, when you won that state championship a few years back, there weren't a whole lot of superstars on there. There's one in the NFL that was the year before. But you took a lot of those blue-collar guys, man, and that's what happens. You take those guys, you take those teams, they're hard workers, they punch people in the nose, and here we go off to the races. So people like that make those teams, right? You got to buy into that team culture.
Absolutely. Guys that sell out for the team, buy into the culture that you're trying to preach. That's what it's all about.
Coach Hester, listen, I know Dr. Qualls, y'all are boys, but I'm not buying that Chris Parson is blue-collar. That is a dynamic kind of player. I know you love having him. He comes in with you. He's been a difference maker for you.
He has been and will have to be tonight and the rest of the season for us. Your bell cows are your bell cows, and everybody knows who they are, and they got to step up every Friday.
Tape.
Well, just go ahead and give us the two keys. What do y'all got to do tonight?
This is going to be coach speak right here. Wait and see.
And give us like an honest answer here.
Don't turn the ball
First
over.
off, we got to handle the emotion of this game going into kickoff, right? At 7:05, we got to turn it loose. But right now, we can't, right? And then obviously, we got to score one more point than they do.
Good answer.
Coach Hester, appreciate you being here. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, give it up for Coach Will Hester. Hey, listen, now we're going to
survive the first 5 minutes, fellas.
That's right.
That's what it is.
Hey, listen, our next guest, I know you'll give him a warm welcome. Welcome to the stage, first-year head coach for Brentwood High School, Coach Clint Finch. Coach, come on up. Coach Clint Finch in his first year as head coach. Obviously, he's been the offensive coordinator here at Brentwood High School. He also has ties to both schools. You mentioned this earlier, Tate. He was an assistant coach at Ravenwood as well. Coach, if I'm not mistaken, 27 years total as an assistant coach. So we can talk about first-year head coach, but the experience as a coordinator goes a long way in what you're doing now.
Absolutely. I've been very fortunate to work with some great guys. I mean, Will Hester is one of those guys I got to work with. Ron Crawford, worked with a lot of great guys that I feel like kind of did a really good job of setting me up to get this job. Just super excited to have it.
Jeremy?
Coach, I got a quick question. I want an honest answer. No coach speak. We always get those butterflies when we walk out and you hear that national anthem things going on. Does this game bring a little bit more of that feeling?
Well, I mean, these dudes back here, they will absolutely bring the energy tonight. So I won't lie to you. Absolutely, it does.
All right.
Coach, how important was the win last week? One, to get that monkey off the team's back. I know you care about it for the kids, not you. But by the way, congratulations. That's awesome. Two, the way you had to do it, man. Henry County is not an easy place to play. You're going to get no favors out there, right?
None
and you
whatsoever.
had to come back from behind. So going into the Battle of the Woods that you know is going to be a 4-quarter game, how important was it to win and to win like that?
So there was a really good quote I saw, and it's about that you've got to tether your competitiveness to the process that you're taking part of. Okay, it can't be about a win. At the end of the day, we did enough good stuff on Friday night, and then the win came because of it. We've preached to our kids this week, do a lot of good stuff tonight, and the scoreboard will take care of itself. So it was a big deal for us, but it was a big deal not for a win, because we finally played well enough to live up to the expectations we have.
Coach Finch, talk about this. Dennis King, former basketball coach here, he used to tell me, and I think he had it in his book, Refuse to be Ordinary. He talked about how at Brentwood High School, forget the sport, the game you had last week, he's seen it over and over. You look down and out. You're down 14-0 at a tough place to play. You drove 16 hours to get there. They've got trains going off and horns and all kinds of stuff. But your guys, look, the chance to win, that old percentage chance to win might have been about 3% at the time. But I've seen it a lot myself at Brentwood High School. I know you have too.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're really proud of our kids at Brentwood High School. We have an expectation to win. We talk about our standards a lot here. The good thing about our dudes is this halftime, we haven't played real well. Nobody hit the panic button. There was no rousing halftime speech. It was, we've got to be better this half. And we've been fortunate a lot of years here. Our kids come out when the pressure's on and they perform.
No doubt. Coach, I appreciate you being here. Good luck. Your first time, not for the Battle of the Woods, but as head coach for the Battle of the Woods. Good luck.
We appreciate y'all being here, guys.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give Coach Clint Finch a hand, Brentwood High School. We'll be back after this short break. It's your favorite segment, Pick'ems, coming up next. Welcome back to this very special edition of Game Day. We're live at Brentwood High School for the Battle of the Woods. Your favorite segment is now here. We got Dr. Pam Vaden from Ravenwood High School, the principal. We got Mr. Kevin Kydell from Brentwood High School, your principal. Hey, and we've got a very special guest picker, Dr. Qualls.
That's right, Brentwood High School. Give it up for the one, the only DJ Pryor.
Hey, before we get into tonight's Pick'ems, let's thank our sponsors, Walker Chevrolet. Without Walker Chevrolet, none of this is possible. Street Tuxedo, Spring Tree Media, Jacob and Chris doing a great job for us. Adidas, Matthews Team Sports, Dairy Alliance, and of course the Tennessee Titans. Also, many thanks to Mr. Ronnie Adcock and the media students at Brentwood High for helping with tonight's broadcast. Also, our outside the line students, Tia Atkinson, Caitlin Cohey, McKinley Johnston, Brooks Taylor. Special thanks to Chris Schneider, the EIC, for her work on tonight's game, and our safety and security director, Mike Fletcher. Dr. Vaden, you surprised us with your singing. You surprised us with your knowledge about the Brentwood RPO. You did that last time we were here. What are you expecting tonight? What are you expecting tonight's game?
What's the question again?
Well, I'm just saying your knowledge sometimes, and also you're liable to do anything. You're liable to sing a song.
Well, I got a cheer for you.
Oh, you do? Let's hear it.
She says
Kevin,
cheer.
Go back into the woods. You ain't got the goods. You may have the ribbon and you may have the sash, but you don't have the team that Ravenwood has.
Wow. Dr. Braden, bring in
She never disappoints.
the juice. Hey, Mr. Kydell. I know
I
you.
have never heard anything like that.
Listen, I'm trying to block it out.
Out of the mouth of Pam Vaden.
Hey, look, you love this atmosphere. Your teams have dominated these regular season matchups as late too. You've dominated the regular season matchups.
Well, our kids prepare hard. They work hard all summer. They got a great backing from their parents, from their student body. We got a great crowd tonight, and we see 1,000 kids here, 1,000 kids over there. It's great high school atmosphere. We're so excited for their opportunity tonight. It's going to be a great contest, and hopefully, the Blue will come out ahead again like they have the last 3 years.
DJ Pryor, I got to ask you. We get some feedback there. DJ.
Yo.
WCS Game Day. Did it come as advertised, and what do you think about this atmosphere?
First off, this is my first time experiencing something like this. This is crazy, and it's very exciting. Very exciting. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect this whole thing, but tonight is crazy. It's very crazy.
Hey, listen, we're so excited about you guys being here. We're excited about your input. We're excited about the partnership. But listen, Now it's time to talk about game picks.
Let's do it.
Here's what we'll do. I'll talk about the games. We'll go right down the line here. Centennial at Summit's where we're going to start. Now, Summit's a 30-point favorite. So my question as we move down, do they cover the spread and do they win? So maybe I said that backwards. Do they win and do they cover the spread? All right, go ahead and give it to them here. Right here.
Yeah, I'll take Summit and give the points. There's going to be a blowout, unfortunately for Centennial, but Summit's absolutely loaded.
Boat Race City, he said.
Brady Pierce had 3 interceptions against Brentwood High. I'm picking Summit.
Wow, Dr. Vaden said Brady Pierce had 3 interceptions against Brentwood.
DJ, do you know who the principal of the Centennial Cougars is?
No, I do not.
Dr. Kevin Dyson. Do you know what that means?
What does that mean?
It's going to take a Music City miracle for Centennial to win tonight. But guess what?
Former Tennessee Titan.
Dr. Dyson hung it up. He's not playing tonight.
Gotcha.
Summit goes, and they go big.
DJ, who you got?
I think the numbers speak for themselves, man. I think I'm gonna have to go with Summit.
Dr. Qualls, who you got?
I put my boat cap on, I got my corn cob pop, and I'm pulling a tugboat because this is a boat race. Summit wins.
Fairview at Cheatham County. Fairview coming in 2-2. Cheatham County 1-3. Fairview favored by 27 points. Who you got, Mr. Kydell?
It's another boat race. Fairview moves to 3-2.
Okay, we're agreeing right now.
I'm going with Mr. Kydell. Same thing.
We've arrived when we got Mr. Kydell and Dr. Vaden saying boat race. I love it.
No doubt.
Boat race. City, Coach Hughes is at Snappy's by 9:15 post-game celebration.
DJ, who you got?
Fairview.
Did they cover, DJ? Did they cover?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
They cover, yeah.
Dr. Qualls.
Snappy's Pizza down there in Fairview. They're rolling out the velvet ropes for the return of Coach Hughes. Popcorn City.
Franklin High School at Independence. Independence, a 24-point favorite. What say you, Mr. Kydell?
I'm hoping Coach Melton can keep it a little bit closer than 24. I think he's going to do a great job there. May just take a little time to get Franklin going, so I'll take Indy in the points.
Dr. Vaden.
I'm ready to see the offense click tonight with that Cummings quarterback. He's good. Independent.
Nice. Let me tell you that she knows her stuff.
She always does her research.
She does. She's incredible. Tate, who you got?
The only thing worse than a good Blade Runner is an angry Blade Runner. He's angry. He wanting to put some points on the board. I hate it for Franklin. They're getting better, but Independence wins, and they win by more than the points.
DJ Pryor, who do you have in this
I've heard about this Independence, so I'm going to have to go with them. I've never done my research on them, but I've heard good things about them, so I'm going to have to go with Independence.
Dr. Qualls.
This man called it right. Blade Runner, they throw it 42 times a game. It's going to take about 6 for touchdowns, and it's going to be over. Indy rolls.
Nolensville 1-3 at Columbia Central. Nolensville favored by 7. Who do you have, Mr. Kydell?
Nolensville is a very underrated and 1-3 team. I think Coach Decker and Coach Colonel have them ready. I'll go Nolensville.
Dr. Vaden.
Nolensville, they're in our backyard. I'm going for them.
Tate.
I agree. It's a good night for the WCS. Nolensville gets the win. This game is the closest of all of them tonight.
DJ Pryor, who do you have?
Based off of what I'm seeing, man, I think I'm going to go Nolensville.
Dr. Qualls. Nolensville. Hey, listen. Page against Franklin County. Page 31-point favorites. Who do you have, Mr. Kydell?
Page racks up another win. No doubt about it.
Dr. Vaden.
Page High School.
Athletic principal Randy Hatley. He learned everything he knows from Mr. Kydell and Dr. Vaden. He's gone over there. They're 4-0. Boat Race City tonight on Tim's Ford, and the Patriots go to 5-0.
DJ Pryor, who do you have?
Page.
Dr. Qualls.
I've been thinking about this one, man. I'm telling you, the most underrated team, the current Mike Bobo quarterback of the week.
Oh, nice.
McNamara, Page rolls.
Hey, I had to slip this one in. Tennessee Titans 0-1 at the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are favored 6.5 points. Who do you have, Mr. Kydell?
Oh, last week was a complete fluke. No way the Titans are going to do that 2 weeks in a row. I'll take the Titans.
Absolutely. Dr. Vaden, who you have?
I'm a Titans fan all the way.
I love the Titans. It's a long flight. That's the toughest place maybe to play in except Kansas City. Sorry, DJ.
Man, that's
I'm going
fighting
with
words.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
Hey, DJ, you got to keep your job. Who you
My
got?
guys are putting in work. The Titans, the Tennessee Titans, are taking it home.
Dr. Qualls.
Brentwood, Tennessee Titans going to win this Sunday. Tennessee tough. That's what I'm talking about. Tighten up.
All right, it's the time you've been waiting for. I can't wait to this reveal, too.
Oh,
now
God.
we're talking Battle of the Woods. Who you got tonight in the Battle of the Woods? Brentwood comes in at 1-3, 0-1 in the league. Ravenwood 3-1, 1-0 in the league. Mr. Kydell, Ravenwood favored by 11, but I went back and looked. Last time we were here, Ravenwood was favored by 16. Not only did the Bruins cover, they won the game. Who you got, Mr. Kydell?
Oh, there's no doubt. With this kind of fan support that we got, the Bruins will roll tonight.
Dr. Vaden, who you got?
Ravenwood won 3 years in a row, 13, 14, and 15. Brentwood won 3 years in a row, 18, 19, 20. It's our night to break that streak. We're going to beat.
Wow, Dr. Vaden. Not surprising, but I love the research. Tate Matthews, what say you?
They don't call her a doctor for nothing. She always is bringing
it.
Top-notch information. Here's the bottom line. Every time I come over here, Ravenwood's favored, right? And then I get a text at about 10:30 on a Friday night from Mr. Kydell. You should have picked us again. And you know what? I think Davis White is the next in a long line of great quarterbacks here. You got Bill Whittemore, right? You got Everson. You got Cade Granzow. You got Mobo. Davis White is the next. He's lighting it up tonight. But here's the deal. Here's the thing Coach Qualls left out about Coach Hester. He's 3-0 as the head coach in this game. You know what he is as an assistant coach in this game? 3-0. He's 6-0. He goes 7-0 tonight. I'm going with the Raptors.
Got Ravenwood. DJ Pryor, who do you have in the Battle of the Woods? Let's go now. Let's go, DJ.
Okay. You know, the other team. Now the other team, they're not sorry. They're not sorry. The other team is not sorry, but this other team, I just feel like I had to make a choice based off the energy I've seen so far off of both teams. I've been to both sides.
Wow. DJ Pryor. And our final pick of the night. It's the moment we've all been waiting for, Dr. Qualls.
But I love y'all.
Who you got, Dr. Qualls?
Hey, before I get to it, give it DJ Pryor up one more time, man. What are you talking about? All right, here's the deal. The deal is this. It always goes back to the EIC. Entrepreneurship. Davis White, entrepreneur.
Yep.
He's about making money, but tonight he's about spending money because he's going to be dropping dimes all over the field. The Brentwood faithful has convinced me tonight.
Wow. Dr. Qualls goes with Brentwood High School. Thank you for joining us for this very special edition of Game Day. Huge thanks to Walker Chevrolet, Street Tuxedo, Spring Tree Media, Adidas and Matthews Team Sports, Dairy Alliance, and the Tennessee Titans. I'm your co-host, Darren Joins, alongside Tate Matthews and Jeremy Qualls. We'll see you next time on WCS Game Day.